All right, I'm finally ready to admit it. I'm going to come clean about it here. My name is Johnny Del Balso. I am 34 years old. I live in Mentor-on-the-Lake, Ohio, and I'm a runner. Yeah, that's it. I'm a runner. If you were to ask me that 2 years ago, I probably would have told you, yeah, I run a little bit for exercise, but I'm not a runner. You should see some of my other friends. If you were to ask me that 5 or 6 years ago, I probably would have told you I can't run. I had my knee reconstructed, and I don't have a meniscus in there. It hurts too much. I can't run. But that was all bullshit. Ran through it. Here now, in 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be running my first marathon, which still blows my mind, but super excited for that. Put in a lot of work to get here. So figure, hey, let's document this. Let's make some videos. I enjoy watching other people's videos, their first marathons or whatever other, goals they're achieving. I enjoy learning about running and all that. So let's put my own story out there and, have some of my own videos in the vault. I got some other pretty ambitious goals, common stuff in the running world, but for someone like me, pretty exciting stuff. So figure, hey, I'll share some of that, and yeah, let's get into it. All right, so I guess I'm gonna throw out like a quick non-runner, full disclosure thing here, or whatever. I've seen some other people get called out, like, hey, you're not a non-runner, you ran in school, or whatever. Like for me, I don't care, but for my story, up until like 4 years ago, I'd consider myself a non-runner. I picked it up from there. It snowballed into what it is now, which isn't anything too crazy. Like for me it is. Like I'm sitting here like, why am I running so much? Like what in the midlife crisis am I doing? Like whatever, there I go. But anyways, yeah, up until like 4 years ago, I don't think I ran more than a mile here or there for like what I consider like, hey, this is some good cardio training. Let's go run a mile, like whatever. But I do have a very athletic background otherwise. I race motocross at a professional level, and I also ride freestyle BMX at a professional level. Been doing both of those since I was a kid through my teen years, all the school years, my 20s. They're still doing it now. I ain't done yet. In fact, one of my goals this summer is to race 5 of the Pro Motocross Nationals and just keep filming BMX videos and all that. I ride for few really reputable companies that I'm just on a dream level with both of those sports. Really, it's just somewhere that I never really thought that I'd be, and very appreciative to be there. But yeah, athletic wise, the cardio aerobic benefits of those, the way I train for motocross and BMX, what I put myself through and all that, it just, I feel like that puts me on like not a level that like I don't deserve to be, running wise, but like somewhere somebody's so new to running, maybe it doesn't translate the same. The stuff that I'd like to do, where I'm at, where I'm starting at. Hey, 4 years in, this is where I'm at, and just right now I'm trying to build like more of the runner's body now to start unlocking some of the potential that I know I have, and just really enjoying learning all that, and yeah, just kind of building a better runner's body. That's probably the best way I could put it. Is I have some good cardio and all that. Now let's see what I could do with some running legs and all that. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at athletically, where I'm, what I consider myself starting with. Um, but yeah, so why do I want to run? Why did I start running? I guess I can get into that. So I guess I'll dive like quickly into like school years. I always thought I'd be a runner. In school, it's like, hey, when I can run track, that's my thing. That's gonna be my jam. My aunt, she was a very accomplished runner in our school. She had records and pictures in the hall. You'd see that, and it's like, yeah, this is in our blood. This is what we're gonna do. She went on to do the Boston Marathon stuff. Just Ironman. She's a cross country coach now. Like it's in our blood. My sister, my older sister, she ran track in school, middle school, or I don't know, middle school or high school, but she had her track shoes with the spikes. I used to always steal those and wear them to elementary school, and probably go like kick kids or something with them. I don't know. I was a dick. But yeah, so yeah, come my time to shine, middle school, I'm like, I'm looking forward to track or something, get into running, and I broke my ankle. Yeah, so I broke my ankle in I think 7th grade, and I had to get it screwed together. And yeah, after that, I had a pretty bad limp, and I was like scared of articulating that ankle like running wise, and there it went. I couldn't run. couldn't. That's what I told myself, or maybe I couldn't. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, so I took off on the bicycle and all that, and went from there. But I do remember in 11th or 12th grade in phys ed class, you gotta. I was kind of a class clown, but when it came time to like a physical challenge or like, hey, we're doing the mile run, like, yo, straighten up because it's time to shine for me. And yeah, so we had the mile run, and we go out there, and my buddy that I'd always joke around with him. We were kind of the clowns. He notices like, hey, I'm taking this thing serious. It's like, okay, so he's probably egging me on a little bit, saying something. It's yeah, whatever. So yeah, so I did. I took it serious, and I remember ran the mile. I ran a 7:05. I know that. That's like it was you had to run a 7:05 or under, or maybe a 7:04 or under to get an A for that assignment. Kind of like other people ran faster, but for me, I was like, I ran a 7:05. Like, holy shit! Like, man, maybe I could have ran in school. Who knows? I blew it now. But anyways, I remember like haggling with the teacher at the time, like, hey, give me the A, and so he did, which is cool. I think he probably respected that I took it serious for once. But yeah, as far as school goes, that was it. That's it. That's probably the last time I tried to run anything, at a pace, which wasn't anything great, but for me, I was like real proud of that 7:05. And yeah, that's it until 10 years later, maybe 12 years later. All right, so I'm going to ramp it up to like 2014. The big one, it's got to be talked about on the BMX bike. I was doing a spin in the air, stomped my foot down, and spun my knee around. And it wiped out my ACL, spun the meniscus around 180 degrees. I underwent surgery, got an ACL cadaver put in. The doctor took out 75% of the meniscus. Pretty much told me, hey, you got to back it off or you ain't going to be like walking in 5 years. And it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. Anyways, he knew that was bullshit. But okay, so what do we do now, doc? So we rehabbed it like crazy. Took rehab so serious. I hopped back on the dirt bike way too soon, though. 2 months after that, I was racing to try to finish off some series because I thought it was so important to win, which I did. But stupid move. I have repercussions of that. Still, it's never going to be 100%. And I felt that, knife pain in my knee for, the next 4 or 5 years. So yeah, we'll skip into like 2018. It's where I qualified for Loretta Lynn's Amateur National Motocross Championship, which is like the biggest thing we could do as amateurs. So it's like, we need to ramp up the training because running a mile, that ain't cutting it. We need to run 2 miles, we need to do more. So one of my old BMX friends, he turned into like a crazy good runner. He's like, yo, you should download a Strava, and I'm going to pull that up here to let you could log your pacing and all that. So I did. And here's my first Strava log here, my lunch break run. I was working night shift at the time, 3:30 in the morning in Euclid. Watch out for them gunshots. Yeah, so I ran 2 miles, mid sevens. That was cool. Like, hey, I'm close to that 7:05 I ran in school. Maybe I still got something. I was so like enamored with being able to see my pacing while I ran. Like, this is cool. 3 miles, the longest distance post ACL. That was like such a breakthrough for me because the pain, I was just like, I broke through 2 miles. Holy crap, I did 3 miles. And it's like, what's a 5K? So I did a 3, I made sure the next time I did a 3.2, so I had like a 5K time on there. So I did a 10K here, same thing. I was like so happy I did a 10K. Like, I'm calling that a 10K. That's my first 10K. So first 5K race, my aunt was in town and she's like, hey, there's a race in Kirtland. You should go race that. So I did. I got my buddy Dan. He's the guy I was a class clown with. He's a good guy. I conned him into racing that one and more. He's a real good running friend of mine now. Friend, but yeah, we run together quite a bit. But yeah, so my first 5K, I did 21:27. 6:50 pacing. I was like, so, like, what? Like, 6-minute pace is like, that's like the fastest I've ever run. Like, maybe I got something here. This is neat. Yeah, we didn't even know how to race then. We were when the gun went off, we were at the truck getting waters, and so we had to go run, and we passing people with strollers and dogs going up this big Kirtland Hill. Like it was a good time though. That like I don't know, that made me catch the bug. Second 5K here. I just did like more 5Ks. Like, oh, I'm addicted. Rock Hall 5K, there it is. I wanted a sub 20. I had a goal for this one, sub 20, and I did. I did a 1942, low 6-minute miles. Like, maybe I got something here. Like I'm lined up with these dudes left and right of me, and it's like these guys are taking this serious. Like these are runners. It's like, am I a runner? Like, no, I'm not. But hey, this is cool. Maybe I am. But yeah, so we'll go through just a couple more here, just to see some progression I had. I know I did a half marathon distance. That was like a big breakthrough. Yeah, here it is, first half distance, 13 miles. Like that was huge for me. Like 8-minute miles, whatever. But like to be able to run 13 with my knee, it's like no pain too. I was like, this opened up the door for me, like for running. Like I could run distance. Like this is neat. So I did my first half marathon race. So I did 5Ks and then I did a half marathon. It was a week after Loretta, the motocross race, the big motocross race in 2019. A week after that, no training. But I was in great shape for motocross. So it's like, hey, why not? I'll be in the best shape I've been all year because I'm racing Loretta's. And yeah, let's do this half marathon the week after. So I did. And I ran, my goal was to go out there with 7:30 splits. That's what I knew I could sustain. I did a great time. Like for me, 1:32:45. Like my splits, the pace was 7 minutes. My watch said 6:59. I'm like, holy crap! Like my average was 6s for a half marathon. Like that is the best that I got. Like here I am, like waving to my wife. I was so happy. That was so cool. Of course, it's a PR, you dork. It was your first half marathon. That was a good day, though. I was very happy with that. I still am. So yeah, but after that, I didn't train for that, and my legs were just shot the next week. Like I was like, that's the best I could do. My body can't do more. And for some reason, I wasn't understanding that, like, hey, you could train to run. Like, you could train for this stuff and your body will handle it more. But yeah, I kind of like went into like a running slump shortly after that, where I wasn't too into doing anything more. Because, I can't run a marathon. There's no way I can. I barely got through that half. So, and everybody would ask me, hey, you going to run a marathon? You going to run a marathon? Like, hey, yeah, Johnny, he runs marathons. I'm like, no, I don't. I run 5Ks. It's like everybody just assumes, like, oh, you're running all this. It must be a marathon. It's like, no. So I didn't catch, like, the marathon bug until this year. And my buddy, he was training for the Cleveland Marathon. And, I've never raced a 10K yet. And there was a 10K at the Rock Hall in Cleveland. And it's like, hey, I want to try to do a sub 40 time. That was my goal for the Rock Hall. And I got my buddy to race that with me. He was able to fit that into his marathon training. So we did, and I trained, this was like my first time trying to actually train to hit a goal time. And, I knew the pacing I needed to run. I hit those perfect. And, yeah, I did a 39:52. So it's like, I took that pace and I plug it into the race predictor calculators. And it's like, what would my marathon time be? And it's like, I think it came out to like a 3:03 or something. It's like, that's a BQ time. Like next year I'll be 35, so I get to age up, and it's like, that's a BQ time. Maybe I should, I want to do a marathon. That's it. Like that was it. It's like, I could do this. There's a challenge out there. You got to qualify for this. Like I want that. Like if you have to qualify for something, like that just gets me going for sure. That just reminds me of like qualifying for like Loretta's in motocross, or just I love that. So my buddy, he was running the Cleveland Marathon a few weeks after that. So yeah, I went down to watch him, and I was running, I was doing a training run while their marathon race was going on, just so I could like run mile marker to mile marker to see my buddy. And he killed it. He did like a 240 or something. Just phenomenal runner. He good vibes all over from that day. And what that did for me, that was my first in-person marathon to spectate. And after that, I was running a marathon. Like I was like building up a base. I wasn't talking about it, but I was, quietly like working on myself to build up a base because I need to run more miles. And I got into the Hanson's marathon method training plan on their site here. I did like the beginner marathon plan. I was looking at it. I got into it a bit, and I think I got like 3 or 4 weeks in, and I start looking at my time goal, and it's like people aren't running beginner marathon plans for the time goal that I want. Like it's almost like you're almost not supposed to be able to hit the time that I want with a beginner plan. So I got out of that, and I got into their advanced plan here. You ain't gonna see much here, but it's a free plan. I got through it. It went awesome. I ended my biggest week. I'm doing the Mesa Marathon in Arizona, so I flew out there last week, and I'm gonna pull up my Strava here for one last run. This was the last long run of my training plan. So I flew out to Mesa, ran the course. I did 18 miles on the course, and I ran it at one of my old half marathon pace efforts. So a little bit faster than my race goal. So I actually did my best half marathon, a 1:30. And I had more in the tank. This wasn't like, oh, I'm going all out. Like I started with a slow pace and I ramped it up, mid 640s or whatever. And it's like I got to the end of that and I'm like, I wish I could keep going. Like I wish today was marathon day. So it's good to end on that note. Horrible to end that. Like right now I'm sick, so it's like I'm going through. I'm looking up all the taper stuff. Taper crazies or whatever. But obviously this is a little bit different deal. Hoping I get through it, and yeah. I mean, I guess I'm like sitting here. Giving my pre-race, thoughts and report. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know. It's something, it's something different for me. I'm doing the Mesa Marathon in Arizona because that's where my aunt lives, and it'd be cool to kind of do this one under her wing a little bit, and yeah, just have some fun with it, and hopefully meet some goals. If not, whatever. Like I got so much. Like I got different. Like first goal, let's finish the first marathon. Like that's like first goal. Like first thing, let's finish this thing first. Second goal, like there's other, like Chicago, like you could qualify with a 3:10 or something. Like, okay, that's a goal. Like there's something out of that. BQ time, main goal. Like obviously that's what anyone wants. And then yeah, sub 3, that's like an arbitrary goal. Like that doesn't do anything for me, but that'd be cool. Like, so yeah, I'm open to anything really. Just really looking forward to starting the process, and there's gonna be more. Like I want to do more marathons than just this one, than just Boston. I want to do Chicago. I want to do New York. I want to go to Tokyo. Like I want to do everything. So it ain't just gonna be like, hey, first marathon and I'm checking out. Like no, there's gonna be more, and that's the point of like trying to make these videos, and maybe just have more videos, bring more people along for the ride that are interested in it. Runners, not like anyone that knows me, they know me for BMX or motocross or something, but it's like, I want to do some more stuff, and I think the running stuff is cool, and I'm going to annoy the hell out of everybody that doesn't think it is. So yeah, I guess you could follow me along on like any of the social media stuff. I post on that all the time. I'm really annoying on all of that. Hit up my Strava, and you could follow this page too for video updates. We'll see how this marathon goes, and check in for more. Thanks.